All right. Good day, everyone. Um, let's Good day, everyone. I'm Shirotome, your resident Coyote Phantom Thief at your service. Um, I apologize for delaying the stream like 3 times. Gosh, I got confused about the dates. The day for like Holotalk, and I thought it was today. I saw the tweet and I just immediately thought, like, oh, it's today. I guess I gotta fix my stream schedule, but it isn't. That was my own fault. But then I forgot Athena Nightingale, who is a very talented singer. Please show her some love. She was also debuting today. So, so I delayed the stream a little more because, wanted to watch her stream. Her debut went really well. I definitely say give her lots of love and support. She deserves it. Very talented singer. Really nice person overall. I had a great time at that stream, so yeah. Simp her, I demand you. I demand you simp the owl. But anyways, part 4 of Katawa Shoujo. Still trying to conquer this prologue. So let's just get right back into it. I stopped at, oh yes, this choice. Lily and Shizune were in a little argument. So I have to just, hey, come on, cut me and Lily some slack. Don't drag me into this. I've done my part. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Shizune, Lily did nothing wrong. Okay, she's fine. Cool your jets. Hey, I'm the new guy, remember? It's not like I could have done much even if I wanted. That's right. You shouldn't expect a transfer student to jump right into it on his first week. Lily taking my side feels oddly comforting, so I decide to back her up too. Yeah, you're both being unreasonable to us, both.
Excuses. Miss Class Rep had plenty of time to deal with her report. And we repeatedly offered you a position to help with the student council work, but you refused to commit yourself to make the festival a success.
Yeah, but as I said back then, I'm not sure if I don't have the time for this right now. No matter what I do, it will mean being drawn into confrontation with Shizune, and that is what she wants. Whatever, forget it. I turned my back to them. Lily, class is going to be starting soon, so we can talk more later. I'll tell Hanako you were looking for her. I can feel Shizune freezing. Maybe this is the first time she has ever been ignored in such a blunt manner.
Thank you, Isao. I'll leave now then.
She gives me the sweetest smile I've seen all week, and turns her heels to make her exit. As soon as Lily walks out the door, I suddenly start feeling reluctant about turning to face Shizune. I can feel her eyes burning into my back, and I can't bring myself to look at her. She must be furious. I keep expecting Misha to say something to alleviate the tension, but it really is wanting too much. In the end, I go back to my seat and listen to the sound of Shizune's footsteps as she marches out of the classroom. She doesn't return until a few minutes before class. If Shizune maybe next playthrough. Yeah, that confrontation was just very uncomfortable. And I mean, I do like Shizune, but she's a little, like, for me right now, currently, she's a little too pushy. Little too pushy. I definitely think I would enjoy her, but going through her route. But I think, at least for now, I don't think I'm past the prologue yet. But definitely I feel that I don't think I'll go for Shizune as my first pick. I don't know yet though between the other girls yet, but there we go. Oh, hold on, my volume in my own ears is really freaking loud. Okay. Hanako doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I have to tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her later. After the events of this morning, class is pretty boring in comparison. I turn the pages of my textbook lazily. I have a bit of catching up to do, despite trying to keep up with my studies at the hospital, but I'm not feeling that enthusiastic about it. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes. Instead opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk on the blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass the time, even though they're right there in the textbook. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry because I have nothing to do. So I stay for a while, reviewing what we covered in class today. I preferred to leave last anyway, so I don't have to deal with the crowding in the hallways. I noticed Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Shizune's signing so fast that her hands make noises like cutting swords through the air. Maybe there's pent-up anger in there. Misha's trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear she can barely manage to even understand her. Yeah, still in the prologue, where pretty much every choice determines who you go with. That one you lost points with Shizune, but gained with Lily. I see. Oh, I wonder who I'll end up actually going with then, with my choices, because I haven't really made choices with intent of choosing someone yet. But we'll see. I put my head down. Whatever they're discussing, it looks like serious business. Shizune signs to the point where her wrists crackle, and Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters. And then on top of that, she has to sign back anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. Yeah, that does sound very rough. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, their business is soon finished and the girls sit down on their seats again. Go with Kenji. Go for best girl Kenji. Gosh, I don't even know what to think after last stream. I had to actually use my sensor and I didn't think I'd have to use that. I didn't think I'd have to use it so soon. But I didn't want to take a chance.
I'm so tired.
She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. I think I just changed Misha's voice for like the 5th time. I'll use the opportunity to reconcile with Shizune a bit without getting roped into the student council thing again. Though I suspect that door is now closed for me. Festival preparations must be tough for you. Indeed, the people in the school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling around before and after classes, they're always talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone so enthusiastic about it. Yeah, that scene in the showers. I mean, they had a censor, but it's like, I don't think that's enough. I don't know if that's enough. Oh, jeez. Why am I... Hold on, what is... Huh. Interesting. All the right, yeah, right connection. I don't know why. Whatever. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. Shizune scoffs at me at first, as if trying to decide whether to ignore or sneer at me. But in the end, she starts signing without doing either. Misha perks up, looking at her hands with slightly unfocused eyes. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She does it so well, it's almost like Shizune is actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. She must have practiced it vigorously.
Well, of course, we're in the student council. You know, so we're pretty busy. It's an important duty of ours to ensure the success of the festival with all our strength. We would shame ourselves in front of the past student council generations if the festival were to fail. That is why there must be no flaws. I think that was encumbrances. Nothing that might make the festival short of perfect.
Shizune's passionate speech and Misha's enacting are really oddly fitting of them.
Oh? Hello?
Who? Oh, Hanako. Hanako-chan. I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door. Oi, Misha! Misha's gone from sweetheart to opportunity. She really has. She just keeps going back and forth.
Hey, playing delinquent again?
I'm trying to remember her voice, gosh. Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Oh, hey, Shizune, don't make her uncomfortable. Oi. Shizune stares at her probingly, causing Hanako to look down and start backing away to the point where only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. No, it's okay, Hanako. Hanako, 大丈夫だよ。こっちおいで。Maybe she's showing her dislike of Hanako by association of her dislike of Lily. Don't hate people just because of the people they hang out with. Oi. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. What is it, Hanako?
Has Lily
Hold on. Gotta get closer to the mic for her lines, I swear.
Has Lily been here?
Yeah, I have to like actually speak in a soft voice for Hanako. And also, is there any way I can actually format this better? I don't really... Okay, I don't need this exposed. I can then close this, make this smaller. Do this. Have this over here. Move this over here. Kind of have it like this. I can actually make this more narrow here. Chat box. There we go. There we go. So, actually, I need to see the audio, so this has to get covered. This is fine. I can do this.
Has Lily been here?
There we go.
Sorry, I haven't seen Sato. She, came by in the morning, though.
Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What is she trying to do? Of course, Shizune isn't going to look away, and she's intimidating enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako would be. It's a little uncomfortable watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. This is what happens when two people of two different extremes meet, it seems.
Do you know where she is?
I think that's a little time. Hold on. Let me try a different, like...
Do you know where she is?
I think that's a little better. It's slightly lower.
If she has any sense in her head, she's in her classroom working on their festival project. But who knows where that woman is loitering at?
You need to find her? She was looking for you in the morning, but I guess you've missed each other. She waits a little without answering the simple question, looking awfully like she's not sure if it's proper to answer such a question.
Yeah.
I can come with you. If it's okay. Hanako nods frantically, still on guard, her shoulders stiff like wood. I get the feeling that she might be more comfortable by herself after all, but it's too late to back off now. She has this really troubled expression she seems to wear almost constantly, one that makes me constantly be on guard myself. I wonder why. I kind of understand why she always seems to be so wary, or maybe like why there could be a person like her. But I still have no idea how I should act around such a person. It's dinner time soon. Were you planning to eat with Lily? She nods slightly. So she must have been trying to get to the cafeteria. Well, there's something of a dinner crowd, just like the cafeteria is crowded during lunch. It's not as bad because dinner time is longer than lunch hour, but I can understand why Hanako would be discouraged from going in. Yeah, crowds suck. I don't like crowds. It's more like, I'd prefer not to be in a giant crowd, but you know. Phantom Thieves, I'm used to being in them. All those parties you have to crash, all the things you gotta do to steal, gotta blend in with the crowds. But it doesn't mean I like them. I'd prefer, just being atop the rooftops at night, enjoying the scenery, enjoying the stars. That's much more comfortable. I think actually with crowds it's more like a busy, loud, obnoxious city um like city noise. That's a little much. Not one for very loud sounds. They're little little much on the ears. I just prefer the nice quiet nights. Anyways, with a zombie in your arms. Reminded me of my artwork, I see. The artwork I commissioned by Void. But yes. But yes. I mean, what? Yeah, what? What? What are we talking about? Anyways. I pick up my bag and we take our leave. Hanukkah skips a little to meet my initial pace, so I slow down to match her speed. It doesn't take long for us to be walking at a comfortable pace down the hallway. It almost feels like we're going for a stroll together, something that I can't say I've really done before with a girl. Hanako doesn't seem to be thinking the same thing, though. Even though we're walking at the same pace, she never comes within an arm's reach of me. I guess she's still a little uncomfortable around me, given how shy she is. There doesn't seem to be much helping it, at least for now. By the time we arrive at the cafeteria, there is not much of a crowd there, but Lily is nowhere to be seen. Hanuko's head sinks even lower than usual. Oh, Hanako, 大丈夫。大丈夫だよ。Have you looked somewhere else already? God, I love this sprite. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Oh, my heart.
Just at the library. I was reading.
So she does spend the classes she skips at the library. So not exactly a thorough search then. Well, if I had to guess, she'd be in her own class like Shizune said, right?
Right.
With the slightest of nods, Hanako agrees with my reasoning. God, she's being so awkward. That's not what you're supposed to say. That's not what you're supposed to say, Hisao. At least you're not saying it out loud, man. It's like I need double-layered silk gloves with padding to even begin interacting with her. Just gotta be, be nice. Be considerate. Be considerate, Hisao. But you also have no tact, Hisao. Some small talk might help her become a bit more used to me. It's hard to tell that the silence between us is hovering on the edge of both of our minds. So, you and Lily usually hang out together after class, right?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure what I expected from her answer, nor why I even asked the question. That much was rather obvious, after all. She doesn't seem the type to cultivate a social circle either, so I suspect that Lily may well be her only friend. Must be a pain being in different classes, I'm guessing. She gives a sharp, almost reflexive nod. Compared to Lily's careful thought about her actions and speech, Hanako hastens to make her answers as prompt and as short as possible. Oh, that smile. Oh. She's... Gosh, I really do. I love characters like her a lot. Oh, no. Oh dear. Oh man. My heart is melting.
Lily comes by the classroom. Though, even when she's busy.
Okay. I need to figure out a set voice for her. I'm like fluctuating between all kinds of different pitches. She gives a small smile as she says it, evidently appreciating the fact that Lily goes out of her way to help her. I sensed Shiro was making a choice. That's the thing. I love characters like her, but I'm also really conflicted. Because, I mean, I haven't really gotten to know Emmy all too much. She seems very... Emmy's really cute. I also love Rin's bluntness. I'm in pain. I don't... well, the good thing is I'll be trying to do all the routes. I don't know, like, I've been thinking about, like, how to do that, because it might be easier if I actually just make a video instead of doing a stream, but at the same time, I kind of want to stream it. We'll see, though. I'll probably end up streaming it, because I'm bad at video editing, and it'll take me too long. That'll take longer than just, you know, slapping the game up. I mean, like, loading the game up, hitting play on, like, the live stream thing, and then just going from there. But, yeah. I definitely want to do all the routes, because all these girls are awesome, and I want to do all the routes. I want to learn all about them. It's pretty cute, really. There isn't any need to say more, both of us content that the discussions reached its end. As we ascend the stairs back to the lobby, we are met by a group of students heading downstairs like a school of fish moving from one feeding area to another. Oh, jeez. she got close to the screen. Oh, man. They seem to be keeping mostly to themselves, but before I can notice her doing so, Hanako has moved around behind me. Oh, the image of this is adorable. Oh, heck. Oh, man. God, now I'm having, like, art. I'm having ideas for things I might want to commission now. This isn't good. This isn't good for my wallet. Oh no. Hey, are you alright? Game, stop with these expressions. I can't.
Just keep going.
The students pass us without as much of a second glance, and Hanako takes up position to my side again. As we enter the building, her momentary reprieve from her anxiety all but snatched away. Halu. Oh, wait, I can be Halu, okay? It's fine. It's fine. Aren't we all, though? Aren't we all, though? But hey, I may be hollow about some things, but I have stolen hearts, alright? So I do have some experience. Phantom Thief of Hearts, after all. Alright. Even as we climb towards the third floor, she doesn't seem to relax. It isn't as if I have never known a shy person before, or even shy girls, but Hanako seems to be pretty far beyond what I'd call normal in her fear of other people. If it weren't for Lily acting as a mediator, I doubt Hanako would have even been able to walk beside me like this. She seems to be completely shut down in the presence of others. The rest of the walk up to Lily's classroom continues in strained silence while I rue her inability to socialize at all. Hey, you're not making an effort to either. So you're not making any effort to try to talk to her. Why are you saying I rue her inability to socialize at all? Man, sometimes your comments, man, make me mad. Hisao, jeez. Oh, Hello, Shakia. Welcome to the stream. ありがとう。来てくれてストリームへようこそ。Hold on. After we make our way up on the stairs. Hold on. Chat, come back to me. There we go. Speaking of people we're all before. Oh, jeez, Alpha Senpai. Hold on. This make that smaller. Need to make it smaller. There we go. After we make our way up the stairs, the noise coming from Lily's classroom is audible from halfway down the hallway. I wasn't expecting such a din at all. Well, I guess we found her. Hold on. What's my... I can turn that all the way up. Oh, jeez. This wasn't hard. Did Hanako come here first, then come to me for backup, I wonder? Well, if that's true, then at least she's starting to trust me a little. That can only be a good thing. Eventually, the two of us reached the door to classroom 3-2. With Hanako less than subtly positioning herself behind me, I opened the door. Oh, new classroom. Hey. Inside is a hive of activity, seemingly every student in the classroom talking at once as they work hurriedly on their separate tasks. Going by the paint cans, decorations, and banners being made, it must be for the upcoming school festival. I guess my first priority should be finding Lily. I gently open the door, stop. That actually reminds me, when DDLC Plus comes out, I will be streaming that. I'm going to be playing that. Because DDLC has a very, very special place in my heart, and I definitely want to see all the new stuff they've added. So that is on my list of things I will be doing. So look forward to that. I'm very excited to do that. I'm very, very excited for that. Anyways, there. Finding her among the din is surprisingly easy. Not the least because of her looks. With a couple of students gathered around her as she stands in the front of the class, she seems to be in charge of the preparations, or at least busy organizing them. Carefully negotiating a path through the various students hunched over the floor for the lack of desk space, I raise a hand entirely out of habit as we finally reach Lily. Hi, Lily. She perks her head up as she breaks off, talking to a noticeably smaller girl who must be her classmate, trying to listen as best she can. Sorry, who? Sorry, Hisa. I have Hanako too.
Hi.
She's pretty skittish. Considering the number of people around her, it isn't too hard to work out why. Lily takes a moment's pause to assess the situation before turning to the other student once again. For the moment, just ask Moria for his advice. Kenji's busy with painting one of the banners already. Kenji's painting crap. Oh no. Well, oh no. I wonder what he's painting. Oh jeez. A quick nod, and she bounces off, fingers carefully sliding along the wall's face for orientation. Wait, Kenji? That Kenji? He's finally realizing it. It's our guy, Kenji. It's our boy. I quickly turn about, leaning to the side to see past Hanako. Sure enough, in the corner of the room, Kenji's hunched over a sheet of cloth as he paints it. His eyes remain only inches from the brush, reminding me of how close he had to be to make out my face when I met him. He's basically like one of his French girls. It's like Kenji's just in the corner. It's like, I must remember Hisao's face. Must paint him perfectly. The ultimate bromance, Hisao and Kenji. Sorry about that. Our class doesn't have many students with even partial eyesight, so they're in high demand. That's right. Class 32 was especially for students with poor vision. Preparing for the festival must be pretty arduous for them. Need a hand? I could give help if you need some. Maybe Hanako could too. A chance to set her mind on something would do her good, but I doubt she has the courage to ask outright. She quickly nods an affirmation afterwards, so I'm confident I made the right move. Lily gives a noticeable sigh of relief. That's good. This might actually get finished before everyone goes off to dinner now. Would you be able to help the person painting the main banner? It's a big task for him to do, but nobody else can help. Kenji? Sure. She seems surprised that I know him. I can't really blame her. We've had quite the interactions, Lily. You get a load of this, Lily. He believes in the feminist revolution. Can you believe this? I take it you've met? Our rooms in the dorm are right next to each other. Hard to miss each other, really. Well, it's good to see you're getting friends so fast. Friends? Sure. What do we call Kenji? What is he? It's like I've interacted with him like 3 times, and each time it's gotten weirder and weirder. Oh, jeez. Friend. Exactly, that's how. Friend. I wonder if that's the right word to use for him. I don't know. Hanako's silence during the proceedings reminds me of the reason I put her up to helping in the first place. I'll go help him then. He knows what needs doing, right? That's right. Just ask him if you have any problems. Chorusing in assent, Hanako and I begin another trek across the classroom. Kenji sits crouched on the floor, his gaze fixed on the white calico in front of him. There's Kenji just sitting on the bottom of the screen. Oh, jeez. Give me 1 second. I just realized I don't have any water near me. Just 1 minute. Okay, I'm back and I have water. Alright. Hey, Kenji. No answer. He continues dragging his paint-soaked brush across the large half-painted kanji that's sketched on the sheet in pencil. Kenji? Huh? What? Who is it? If this is the way he treats class members, it's no small wonder he's working on this alone. Hey. It's me, Hisao, from the... Right. I know that man. What are you doing here, though? His dismissive attitude annoys me. He must be the type to get really focused on his work, hating to be disturbed by anyone until he's done, I suppose. While we talk, the sound of Hanako's footsteps as she walks out from behind me reminds me that she's here. Just Hanako hiding behind me as I'm talking to freaking Kenji.
I was just going to help with the banner. Hanako and I, that is.
Hello?
Oh, hey, I guess that's okay.
As soon as Hanako enters the equation, his demeanor takes a complete about face. His sudden full hospitality is slightly unsettling. Oh, right, women. On second thoughts, this might have not been a great idea after all. Yeah, remember him and his conspiracy theories? Oh god. Oh no. I just sense things going wrong here. Hanako and I grudgingly set ourselves down on the opposite side of the cloth banner to Kenji, noting the several small paint tins on the ground around it. Class 3-2 noodle stall? You guys are selling noodles at the festival on Sunday?
Yeah, some stalls outside, or something.
Or something. His non-committal nature sparks a fair amount of suspicion on my behalf. The task at hand comes first, though.
So, how do you want to split this? We do the borders while you do the text, or do you want to switch and do the borders? Text is mine. You do the borders.
He has surprisingly strong feelings about the topic. As I reach over to grab a brush, I notice Hanako's already debating between the colors to use. By the time I've put the brush to class, she's already started on the delicate patterns. Looks like my idea of taking her mind off everyone around her worked. With a dark blue stroke, the three of us silently get to work. Not before Kenji takes advantage of Hanako's working to lean towards me and whisper conspiratorially, though. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. The music's here again. Alright.
Okay, man. Why are you really here?
Hanako just wanted some help to find Lily, that's all. Not gonna whisper in that voice, that's actually hard. He apparently disapproves of my motivations.
I get it. Looks like I misjudged you. You're infiltrating them, aren't you? Going deep undercover.
I should have guessed. Letting the truth slip by him would probably be better than outright lying or annoying him in any case. Is that why you're here?
Obviously. It sucks, but there's no better way to get intel than going in yourself. Gotta stick together, man. This is a harsh school. A harsh world.
Yes, very harsh. He misses my true meanings as he leans back, satisfied I'm sympathetic to his cause. I'd better get down to work. Kenji, stop.
Finished.
Looks like I am too. Good job.
The two of us connect the lines of our patterns. Mine being as close a copy as I could manage of hers. With the grunt, I lever myself up from the floor and look around. Aside from Hanako and myself, there's only Kenji left finishing off the design, as well as Lily and a couple of students talking among themselves in the classroom. Looking at my watch, it's no surprise it's getting pretty late. Need a hand? I offer a hand to Hanako, which she uses to get up herself. Heck, I don't want to make a choice now, but I feel like my heart's kind of stolen right now. I think right now The one I am most interested in learning more about and stealing a heart, their heart is Hanako. Such a gentle, warm heart. I want to steal it. As she does, I can't help but glance at her wrist. If her scars extend even there, just how much of her body was burned. I feel a pang of guilt about it, however, as she quickly covers her wrist with her other hand. Oh no, it's okay. Looks good, doesn't it? She looks surprised for a moment before noticing I'm at the banner.
It does, I guess.
Her smile shows that she feels a slight sense of pride in the result, just as I do. What up? With the floor significantly neater for the decorations being placed on the desks and shelves, it's much easier to get to Lily as we cross the room. We finished the banner. I guess that's all that needs to be done. Lily gives an appreciative nod. Thank you, Miso, Hanako. Is there any way I can thank you? It's fine. Being sitting in my room studying at any rate.
I don't mind either.
She nods before suddenly remembering one last person. Oh, is Kenji still here? Just as I open my mouth, Kenji gives the answer from the desk on the other side of the room. Yeah, just finished. He carefully slides his sign onto the empty section of the shelf to dry before quickly walking past us and out the door. See you, man. Bye. The remaining two students say their goodbyes silently before taking their cue to leave as well, leaving only the three of us. Well, I guess that's everyone. I hope we don't have to do anything like that again. Working past school time? Indeed. The class's plans this year were ambitious, maybe too ambitious.
This doll looks nice, though.
She's right. It shows that a lot of work's gone into them. My. I'm sure a lot of us would be glad to hear this. At least now there's not much work to do until the festival itself. Okay. Hold on, I need to
It's getting pretty late. Should we go?
I think that's a good voice there. That's probably a good idea. Are you going back to the dorms as well as Sal? Yeah, I guess I'll tag along. Aw. Lily and Hanako, that's such a cute friendship, honestly. The nighttime lighting really makes the gardens look quite different. Compared to the usual look of lush greenery, things are much more calm. Being that it's so late, the lack of students around probably helps. Though the odd one or two can be seen scurrying to and from the dorms, trying to eck the most out of their approaching curfews, but no more. All that can be heard is our footsteps, in addition to Lily's cane regularly gently tapping the ground in front of her. It's nice to finally be able to relax a bit after the mad rushing during school. Without even noticing it, I let out a small yawn. what I miss. Me admitting that Hanako currently right now is the leading of being probably my chosen route. She's in the lead currently. I feel like I still need to learn more about the other girls before I really make the conscious decision with my choices. But I feel like it's probably gonna be Hanako because she's just so sweet. I want to steal her heart. My thief. My thieving nature's tingling. My stealing urges are tingling. I don't know yet. I feel like the other close one could be Emmy or Rin, just depending on how the other interactions go. Depending on how those interactions go, will probably solidify what decision I make. But we'll see. We'll have to see. Tired? Yeah, still getting the flow of things, I guess. The thing with Shizune took me off guard, though. I grit my teeth a little with a candid mention of their rather public spat. That said, I do want to sort out what in the world was behind it. Yes. About... yes, about that. I'm sorry about it being so public. Shizune and I go back some ways. Her voice is slightly irritated as she remembers Shizune obviously unwilling to discuss it any further. I glanced to Hanako for her views on this, but her expression is unsurprisingly evasive and hard to read. Either way, I guess her apologizing for it is something, even if my curiosity goes unanswered. I'll be glad once the festival is over in any case. The change of topics is welcome, clearing the thickening air quickly. I can imagine. My old school's festivals were a lot more low-key than this. Yamaku stresses the idea of the school community, so the staff here likes to make our festivals and such special occasions. And yet the students are the ones who do the work. What an unfair world. Hanako and Lily both chuckle in agreement, savoring the fact that none of the staff around here are grumbling. I suppose coming from a strict all-girls school helped me a bit with Yamaku. Compared to there, Yamaku is much more relaxed. That'd go a way towards explaining her well-bred speech and behavior in any case. As we come up to the dormitories, it eventually comes time to leave for our respective rooms. See you, Lily, Hanako. The two girls give polite nods before setting off to the women's dorms just next to the guys. As expected of such an arrangement, there's a staff member casually patrolling around outside to prevent any nighttime shenanigans. Walking past him, I quickly stretch my arms and rub my neck, both quite sore after having worked on the floor for so long, before walking to my room. It feels good to actually have direction, though. After so long in the hospital, the everyday facts of studying, homework, and teachers seems almost a blessing. I guess if things continue like this, my time at Yamaku might turn out okay. It's an uneasy heart to steal, but man, is it worth it. We'll see. I mean, actually, I will admit this because I am very much blind to the game, but I had seen Hanako's design beforehand. I knew I think I already mentioned this, but I had seen some of the girls' designs before. I had seen Hanako, and I had seen, was it Emmy or Rins? I can't remember. It was one of those two, but I had seen them. And Hanako's some of Hanako's design, I'm not gonna some of Hanako's design is I used as a reference for when I was making my own character design. So I am, that might tie into some of my bias, but I mean, the thing is, I didn't actually know anything about her character. I just knew what she looked like. Same with like whoever else I saw, Emmy or Rin, I can't remember. It was one of the two. But yeah. I had seen this, I had seen her design, so I from that already, I already liked how she looked as a character. So that's probably influencing me a little bit. But yeah. Anyway, adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm clock to wake me up early enough to go jogging again. Oh, that'll be Emmy. I made a promise and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy is bound to rat me out if I don't show up. But it's not all bad. Next date. My morning alarm goes off and I fly about uselessly for a while until I remember that I decide to give morning runs another shot. I don't know if this was my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. This is about my health, after all. Sure, things haven't been great lately for me, but that hasn't made existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over this thing, right? If I can manage that, well, I can manage anything. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, it appears that I'm not alone on my run. Emmy apparently has been here for some time. It looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. Just when the hell does she come down here anyway? Joke's on you, she doesn't sleep. She just runs from dusk to dawn, 24/7. Non-stop. Gotta go fast.
Oh, it's you! I'm surprised to see you again.
Why is that?
Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try.
She found seemingly annoyed by the passing thought.
Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it was only supposed to be on a volunteer basis, so it's not that big of a shock. And I guess it's pretty early in the morning.
I shrug, and suddenly it appears that she's forgotten what she's talking about. The frown disappears entirely, and she seems to be snap back to her previous train of thought. It's an Octane. Emmy is Octane in human form, but with a different, Octane with a different person, with a personality change, human. Well, I guess, Octane is human. What am I saying? I don't know. Octane with a different personality and a gender change. Gender bent human. I don't even know. The frown disappears entirely as she seems to snap back to her previous train of thought.
So, come on then.
What?
You're here to run. You're here to run again, right?
Well, yes.
So come on.
I find myself suddenly grabbed and yanked onto the track. That being said, you never saw what's behind Octane's mask. You thought it was Octane, but in reality, it was just Emmy with a voice changer. Emmy with a voice changer trying to do some acting practice, as well as Spanish practice. I can't even. What's one of Octane's lines? It's like must go fast.
Must go faster.
Just slap a voice change to that. It's like, it's Octane. Okay, I need to stop with this stuff. Okay. Things seem to be set on mirroring yesterday's run. That is, I seem to be struggling while Emmy moves with an effortlessness that I find enviable. It's incredibly bothersome to be so easily worn out. I know I should be patient, work toward things gradually, but it's difficult to stay positive about this. Oh wait, hold on. Ollie's awake, I didn't even realize. Hold on. Gotta say good morning, hold on, must take pause to simp. She's probably here. What? Wait, what? Wait, what do you mean by that? I don't she's here. No, she's right. Not right. Here's girl somewhat lucky. Pagi Mapere, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Why did I say it like that? What the heck? Jeez. Okay, back to Katawa Shoujo. Back to the stream I'm supposed to be doing. Goodness me. I'm never gonna get through this prologue at this point. It's difficult to stay positive about this. We round the track and start our second lap. Emmy seems to have grown impatient, keeping pace with me, and begins to pull away. This is where I gave out yesterday. Will I be able to do more? Oh. Hold on. Save. Create a save state. Take it easy or go for it. I mean, I think I'll the thing is, going for it could be kind of risky. We don't want to kill ours. Our heart can't take much. We want to be careful. I think I'll just go take it easy. You know, gotta ease into the work, like ease into it. You don't want to like just start overexerting yourself. Time for that training arc. Go for it. Live or die, basically. Yes. Do I value my life? Or it's like, you know what, YOLO. I think I'll save YOLOing for later. Let's just take it easy. I don't want to, die. I let Emmy go with her own pace, and she doesn't show mercy, pulling half a lap ahead of me in an instant. Jeez, Emmy. I don't blame her. I mean, it's not as if I'm really putting up any sort of real fight out here, is it? Instead, I'm just running at a steady pace, which is what I should be doing, right? There's no need to go pushing my limits at this stage of the game. God, is it even worth it? As we finish the second lap, I break off again. Emmy keeps going, and it almost seems to me that she's disappointed. Well, that's stupid. I don't have anything to prove to her, come to think of it. And I've got nothing to prove to myself either. Okay, I see. Okay, that was the decision. Basically, if I had chose go for it probably would have boosted her points, right? I'm sorry, I mean, I'm sorry. But I don't want to... Yeah. I'm just fine the way I am. And what I'm not is a runner. This was probably a bad idea. Maybe there's something else I can do instead of this. That's a little drastic, man. You can keep running, you just don't have to, overexert yourself, Be careful, be cautious. Don't always try, to push yourself. Just take it at your own pace, and after a while, you can, slowly build up. Like, it's your second day of running, man. You don't have to be... I feel like this is just like a soap opera reaction. Getting up this early sucks anyways. There's gotta be some other way to keep healthy. Jeez. How did we get from this? This guy just trailed down, like, far. Shop everything and go for Hanukkah. Should I just decide that now? Should I just go for it? I'm a little upset that that this is how the game's doing it, but I mean, whatever. Walking maybe. Nice afternoon walks. Yeah, that sounds good. Running isn't for me. I wave to Emmy and head back to my room. I mean, would you keep doing this if there's always someone that's there? I mean, personally, I just wouldn't care if they're looking at me in disappointment, but it's like, I don't see there's anything wrong with, just running. Like, doing a short run. You don't, nothing, over intense, just, running because you can. That's basically what Emmy's doing. It's just, she's doing it a little more, intensely. Well, no matter. That look of disappointment is my only drive. I'll think of something else later. I think did that just nerf her entire roof? Her entire route. I can't even see her again. Jeez, I interacted with her twice and they were both really short interactions. That's definitely hard to for trying to get a first impression of the character, to have that little to work with. I feel like I was given a lot more to work with, with Lily and Misha and Shizune and Hanako and stuff like that. I still don't have much to work with Rinya, but I have a little. She has a lot of very strong character to that her character definitely leaves an impact. You don't forget that conversation. But anyways, okay. Back to the game. Back in my room, the first thing I see is the familiar row of medication bottles lined up on top of my dresser, and it makes me depressed as usual. It's annoying. I thought I was okay. I thought I had made my peace with this thing, gotten over it. But what I really did, I allowed myself to forget that I have a problem. Being here really reminds me of the reality, and trying to fight against it just hurts. Reflecting on it is only going to do so much. I've done this before, for months. It seems like it's time to get over it. If I allow myself to forget that my life is definitely not going to be as long as those of others, I won't get anywhere. My life may be different from others, but it is a life in progress. That is how I rationalize it. I down the usual handful of pills, trying to push the sudden dreary feeling out of my head. Then I prepared to head out to class early as usual. As I step in the hallway, I notice Kenji. Hi, Kenji. Kenji coming around the hallway corner, stealthily making his way over to his room with a large bag. Okay. As he sneaks past me soundlessly like a ninja hiding in plain sight, I call out to him. Why are we calling out? Hey. Here we go. Yeah, Misha isn't a... But, like, you know, Misha and Shizune kind of, like, tie into each other in a sense. Because you interact. I feel like you get to know Misha's character a lot, too. Because she's with Shizune. And the way she just, like, you know. Sometimes it's a little hard to follow their conversations, but, I feel like I got to know a lot about both of them. Even if Misha isn't a room. He jumps at the sound of my voice.
Oh, hey man. I didn't notice you there. I'm really tired.
I think it's more like he didn't see me, but that's not an issue. Where have you been this early? Shopping?
Nah, I wasn't shopping. Sometimes I have to visit the math teacher. Yeah, I figured it would be a good idea to find out when the next exam is, since he tells you in advance if you want.
So, then what's in the bag?
I thought I'd get shopping while I was outside. I need supplies to continue the fight against the vast feminist conspiracy.
So you were out shopping, what the hell? Okay. I thought you didn't go outside.
I wear a hat now.
Wait, what? Okay. I decide not to point out that he's not wearing a hat. Good idea. An awkward silence settles between us, and then Kenji breaks it by pushing his door open slowly, releasing a cracking sound into the air that only makes the moment seem more awkward. He sets the bag down inside his room, and then closes the door. I'm surprised you went out of your way to find out a test day. Trying to take advantage of an opportunity to study is pretty diligent.
I never study.
Oh.
I just wanted to know when the next test day was. I'm still going to take it, duh. I need to know so I know what day I can't afford to skip class. He usually sends out updates on that crap by phone, so I had to step out and check up on it.
His goals are beyond your comprehension. Kenji's always one, like... No one can truly understand Kenji. No one can understand what's going in this bargain bin Harry Potter looking human being's brain. And why do you have to go out when you can get it on your phone?
I don't carry a phone.
What do you mean you don't carry a phone? You mean you just leave it at home?
Nah, I don't use phones. I don't have a phone. Phones. I have no phone.
Okay. Why don't you have a phone? How can you not have a phone? No phone at all? No phone? I hate the way this is worded. It's making me die inside.
I just don't like phones. Actually, I'm kind of scared of them. I don't know why. I think it's some kind of repressed trauma. But basically, when I hear a phone, I get nervous. It's my darkest secret. I have two theories on it. I have a fear of some I have a fear of receiving some identified ominous, life-altering doom call. Or I was beaten with a phone in the past. Beaten so badly that I can't remember it.
Beaten in the head?
Well, where else could I get beaten with a phone that would make me unable to remember it? The ass?
Unexpectedly logical. I feel depressed now. Seeing this conversation is more or less over, Kenji opens his door and prepares to head inside.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep, dude. Have a good one.
Class is going to start in like 20 minutes.
I already did something today. Too tired to go to school.
What the hell?
Hey, you need some lip balm? I accidentally bought two because I thought the store had started selling individual AA batteries.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Whatever, man.
It swiftly enters his lair, finally letting me go to class. Oh boy. For a change, I'm not among the first ones to come to morning class. Instead, almost everyone else seems to be here already. I recognize most of my class by their faces now, though the names escape me still. The class goes on lazily. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school. I've even stopped worrying about taking notes and being overtly attentive. The first days I was pretty high-strung in class. Muto finishes his lecture about electricity early, but continues without a pause about the festival.
So,
I don't even remember what voice I gave this guy.
So as you know, the festival's on the day after tomorrow. I hope everyone's projects are going to be successful this year. Have a good time, but also come on Sunday. Please keep the meaning of this festival in your minds.
Games and fried food.
Everyone bursts out in laughter, and so do I.
Yes, thank you, Mikado.
The remainder of his sentence is buried beneath the ring of lunch bells, and everyone starts packing their things. Muto deliberates for a moment, but since almost nobody seems to pay attention anymore, he gives up and sits down. Oh, goodness me. It's crowded in the hallway, or as crowded as the hallways in the school probably get. Most of the students seem to be heading down for the cafeteria. Oh, Emmy. I wasn't expecting that after what happened in the morning.
Hisao.
Oh, gosh, that's wrong. Hold on.
Hisao. I'm going to make you a one-time super extra special lunch offer. Emmy's homemade lunchboxes and the privilege of enjoying them in private with two bombshell beauties.
Okay. Overly flirtatious sales pitch echoes in the hallway, and a remarkable feat since it's full of people. Emmy strikes a very confident-looking pose, as though as an attempt to one-up her own ridiculousness, puffing her very modest chest and making a V for victory sign with her hand. Sounds delicious. To what do I owe this honor of being invited?
You stood there looking really lost and sad, so I thought you could use some company.
That's probably the most depressing reason imaginable. That is depressing. I mean, thanks, but also, oh gosh.
So, how about it? You're probably really lonely and would eat that awful cafeteria food all alone otherwise. I'm kidding.
Sure, I'll have your lunch offer with pleasure.
Let's go to the roof.
The roof? Why the roof?
Because that's where we eat lunch. And if I don't get up there, then she'll probably wander off, and then I just know she'll go hungry because she never packs lunch for herself.
Who will?
Come with me.
Without answering my question or waiting for a response, she grabs me by the arm and drags me through the hallways. I attempt to make conversation on the way. Why do you have an extra lunch? Emmy smiles guiltily.
Actually, it's yesterday's lunch. I slipped in a run at lunch and forgot to eat it.
Huh. The stairway to the roofs is a little dilapidated, but it's clearly been used recently. At the top of the stairs is a door complete with a missing padlock. I wonder who the intrepid individual was that removed the lock. And now we're at the rooftop. Emmy shoves the door open and steps beaming into the sunlight. It is Rin! Suddenly a tall, dark stranger appears out of nowhere, standing imposingly in front of us. Emmy flinches back, almost falling back down the stairs. Oh. Hello.
Yipes! You scared me, Rin.
Wait, isn't she? Hello. Noticing that Rin is speaking to me, Emmy looks curiously at me.
You two know each other?
I look confusedly at Emmy. She's a friend of yours? Rin turned her gaze towards the clouds drifting above the school.
I didn't know you knew this person, Emmy.
The awkward silence lasts only for a few seconds until Emmy lets out a tiny giggle, shrugging the coincidence off.
I invited Hisao for lunch. If you know him, that's just better.
Oh, does this mean I don't get food? Or did you invite him for lunch without the lunch?
Neither. I have food for 3.
Nice thinking. They walk to the other end of the roof while I stay at the clock tower for a while, taking in the atmosphere. There's nobody else here but us. I guess the roof is not as popular as it is in other schools. A few rundown benches and tables are scattered around the edges, perhaps in an attempt to make the rooftop look less desolate. Small pebbles covering the rooftop rattle beneath our feet. I peek through the chain link fence to take a look at the school grounds and beyond. Students are strolling in pairs and groups around the quadrangle. The quadrangle at the cafeteria. A few delivery trucks are driving past the school towards the convenience store nearby. Somewhere, a watchdog barks at a passerby. Somehow, when I look towards the town center, the small town feel strikes me very strongly, almost palpably. The hectic lifestyle of big metropolises seems so far away and foreign here. Nobody has to catch a bus like their life depended on it, or get their senses overloaded by the neon lights and traffic jams. I feel surprisingly optimistic about this new life of mine, looking at my new hometown, even if it's going to be mine for only 1 short year. Finding out about my illnesses and having to move away from home all came so suddenly. I haven't had time to think how I feel about it. When I step out of the shadow of the clock tower to the open, I feel warmth touching my back. The sun shines from a perfectly clear cerulean sky. A cool breeze sweeping over the rooftop makes me shiver, but only briefly. The wind carries the scent of the trees and flowers, not smog and car exhaust like it used to, just a few weeks ago. Emmy settles on a bench with Rin in tow and produces one big lunchboxes from her bag.
Come on, Hisao, what are you waiting for?
She's beckoning me to join them, making room on the already small bench. I seat myself on the corner of the bench to take as little space as possible. It's pretty cramped, but somehow all three of us fit on it. Impressive view. Emmy suppresses a giggle and places a lunchbox in front of Flynn, and hands another lunchbox to me.
Here you go, lunch as promised.
Homemade, no less. I'm impressed. Wow, this looks really good.
Thanks. I make them myself when I can.
Conversation dies off as I set about the business of feeding myself. Taking a few bites, I glance up and notice Rin deftly opening the lunchbox and popping a fork of food into her mouth using only her feet. Even though I've seen it before, I can't help but be impressed at her dexterity. It's also a reminder of the sort of place I am in right now. Will I ever get used to sights such as this? I can't decide if getting used to such a thing would be a good thing or a bad thing either. Does getting used to this place mean that I'm giving up on being a normal person? Or does it just mean I'm becoming more understanding about those around me? I'm distracted from my thoughts by the sight of Emmy tearing into her lunchbox as if it insulted her ancestors. Interesting enough, close up. Why is Emmy's sprite so much more sketchy lines than Rin's? Rin's is a lot smoother looking with the lines on her face than Emmy's, which look a little more pen strokey still. Huh. Interesting. You seem pretty hungry. Okay, yeah, now it looks less, so, but, huh. Emmy looks up, mouth half full, and swallows before nodding.
My morning run always works up an appetite, which is great because then I burn through my lunch pretty quickly. Helps me keep my girlish figure.
What would happen if you lose it? Would you become a man? Rin. Oh, jeez. I very nearly choke on my lunch, trying not to laugh.
It's a figure of speech.
Does your figure have to run in the mornings too? Do you always talk like this?
Talk like what?
Like what? I think that answers my question. Never mind. So, I struggled to think of small talk instead of all the obvious question. Blah, 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 Why am I yawning so much? Jeez. I've been getting plenty of sleep. Why am I... Stop being tired. Heck. I apologize. I struggled to think of small talk and settle on the obvious question. How did you two meet? Also, you know what? Turning on the brightness might help my eyes. Jeez. Rin seems content to let Emmy answer this question.
Someone in the housing department thought that we'd complement each other well, so we were assigned rooms next to one another.
Compliment each other?
Like shoes in a suit.
Huh?
Emmy giggles at my confusion.
Oh.
Put this together and we got all our limbs. Get it? So I started helping Rin get ready in the mornings, and that was that. I mean, you can't help someone get dressed every morning and not get along.
I see. Rin chooses this moment to interject.
I have trouble with shirts.
Right, that seems fairly obvious.
Really?
Kind of. This isn't helping, but at least Emmy seems to find the whole thing very funny. That, combined with the fact that Rin is genuinely curious, making me feel slightly better and yet confused. I mean, you've got no arms. So, putting on a shirt seems like one of those things that would be, difficult. You know what? I'm just going to stop talking now. Tasukaru janeyo, senpai. I have been getting more sleep. I've been actually getting more sleep than usual. Maybe that's why I feel tired. I'm not used to getting more sleep. Not yet. It hasn't. How long has it been? I can't see the time on the stream right now. Hold on. Boom. Hold on. I have been streaming for an hour and 33. That's not that long. That's not that long compared to usual. I'm not stopping yet. I've refused to stop. Not yet. Okay. It'll save me a lot of trouble in the long run. Rin nods in what I suspect is meant to be a sage manner.
I see.
The conversation dies as I turn my attention back to my lunch. It's really quite good. Emmy finishes her lunch first and makes a contented noise.
Ah, that was good.
As she busies herself with cleaning up her lunch, Rin speaks up. Sure, getting 4 hours instead of 3 is more than... No, I've been getting like 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep. I got way more sleep on the weekend than I've ever than usual. I mean, I guess last night I didn't get as much, but it was still like 6 hours. I think. I can't even, you know what? I can't remember. I don't keep track of the times usually, but I know I got like 8 hours one like recently, which was more than usual. Alright, anyways. As she busies herself with cleaning up her lunch, Rin speaks up.
I'm thirsty. Oh, I almost forgot about that. Sorry.
With a flourish, she reaches into her bag and removes a trio of juice boxes. She tosses me one, and that appears to be cranberry. One to Rin that appears to be some kind of strawberry milk. Ah, ichigo! Strawberry milk, eh? Ali's favorite. Complete with a pink color scheme and keeps an especially pink box of some kind of fruit punch for herself. 6 to 8 hours couldn't be me. You need to get more sleep, senpai. You said you got like 3 hours of sleep. That isn't good. You better rest up lots tonight, okay? Even if simping is our priority, you need to stay healthy so you can simp. Getting closer to a normal sleep duration. What? Rosum? Well, first of all, Ohayo Samapagi, welcome to the stream, Rosum. But also, what? That's not... Kawaiku nai yo. ちょっと。なんでイチゴリ Yes. It is, yes, strawberry milk. I don't think I've actually drank. The last time I think I drank strawberry milk was like in middle school. Like early middle school. No, even before that. For me, my school was kind of formatted weird, so we didn't actually have anything that was called middle school. We had something like intermediate school. So I guess in that kind of range, that was the last time I drank strawberry milk because you could buy it with lunches you bought from the school. And I stopped ordering lunches from the school around the 5th grade. I stopped buying lunch from school because I realized it's like, you know what? I don't want to eat this stuff. It's not good. I'd rather just, make myself a sandwich that I know will taste good. But, what is it? I don't really like really, really sweet things. I think the thing with high sugar stuff, I just feel the sugar in my body. It makes me feel gross. So it's like with things like chocolate, I prefer dark chocolate because I like having that contrast of bitterness. With lots of desserts, I like having fruit desserts, fruit-based desserts like fruit tarts or stuff like that. Lemon, I really like lemon tarts and stuff because you have that contrast of tartness too. I just find really sweet stuff kind of overwhelming sometimes. I like it on the occasion, but not often. So I think I found strawberry milk a little too sweet for me. Chocolate milk. I do like chocolate milk. Chocolate milk's good. Again, I don't actually drink chocolate milk that often though either because it can also be sweet. A little too sweet sometimes. I don't know. I can be very sensitive when it comes to sweets, even though I really do like sweets. It has to be balanced correctly so it doesn't feel overly sweet to me. I think that's why I like, I've had, Japanese, based, French style desserts before, and they're really good because to me they don't feel horribly sweet because they don't put as much sugar in it. So it's I can taste all the other stuff and without it being without the sugar just overriding all of it. But I think I tried strawberry milk once though in intermediate school, and it was, for my palate then, I think it tasted fine, but I think now I probably wouldn't like it just because I think I'd just find it too sugary. I'm not a fan of artificial fruit flavors. They're a little questionable for me. is tonight though, and I'm at work. Yeah, aren't you at work right now? Why are you listening to my stream? Focus on your job. Focus on your job, senpai. Anyways, though, I should continue with my game. What is yeah? Continue with my game. Rin dexterously stabs her straw through the top of her box and begins to drink. I'm once again impressed by how flexible she is, but this time I keep my comment to myself. Somehow I don't think either Emmy or Rin are the sorts of people to think twice about the way they work or work around their particular disabilities. Rin especially so. Indeed, she gives us the impression of being entirely unaware that she's missing any limbs at all. Whether or not that's a conscious decision is another matter. I'm honestly not sure.
So, Hisao,
why am I getting the voice wrong? Oh my gosh, hold on.
So, Hisao, how do you like it here? How do you like it up here?
It's quite nice actually. I like high places for the view. Thanks for inviting me up here. And for the lunch too. Emmy grins a 1,000-watt grin, pleased by the response, I suppose. This sprite's adorable too of Emmy, it's so cute.
No problem. Feel free to eat. Feel free to eat with us next time too, okay?
All the winking pose. Koi ne.
I won't make you lunch, but you can bring your own up here.
No lunch service? I don't know. Emmy looks mock offended.
Trying to take advantage of my good nature. The nerve.
She giggles.
Well, if that's your answer, I guess Rin and I will just keep eating our lunch alone.
I am suddenly assaulted by the most heart-rending puppy dog eyes I've ever seen, as Emmy pouts. Kidding, I'm just kidding, I was just kidding. I'd love to eat lunch up here again. Good location, and the company's okay too. Emmy frowns a bit at my declaration of okay, but seems happy enough that I've accepted her invitation. I guess this makes us friends now. Or at least acquaintances. The lunch bell rings, signaling a return downstairs.
Rin, you didn't finish your lunch again.
I wasn't that hungry.
If you don't eat more, you're going to fade away.
Rin shrugs as if this was an acceptable risk. Come on, we'd better get going. The three of us head downstairs together. The afternoon class passes. Once again, I find myself without a plan for something to do after school, so I head to the library to return a couple of books I finished reading. I'm guessing I'll stumble upon Hanako in here. It's the library, after all. Hanako or Lily, one of the two. Walking inside, I see that there are about as many students here as there were on Tuesday, all the more evident from the almost total silence enveloping the room. Hi Yuko. As I drop the books I'd borrow into the return slot in the counter, Yuko suddenly pops up from behind it, quite startled from the bang they make as they hit the trolley next to her. Sorry, Yuko. Didn't mean to startle you.
No, that's fine. It happens a lot. I'm used to it by now. Can I help you?
It's okay. I think I know where everything is. Thanks anyways. I suppose I'll grab another book or two while I'm here. There's not much else to do, and after reading so much during my stay in the hospital, it's become a hard habit to break. I wander down to the fiction section toward the back of the library, scanning the bookshelves for anything that catches my eye. As I do so, I look over to the corner where Hanako had been the last time she was here. The last time I was here, not really expecting anything to come of it. Nope, she's there. Surprisingly, though, she's there. Absorbed completely in a fairy tale book. I decide against intruding on her like last time and get back to finding reading material. Aww. Kawaii. Oh, jeez. Hold on. Wait, what? Sorry. I saw something and I was like, blah. Okay. After an indiscernible amount of time spent pursuing the aisles, I finally decide on a couple of books to get and slide them off the shelf. With a minimum fuss, I quickly walk over the counter, check out my books, and pop them into my bag as I walk out. By the time I leave the main building, the sunset isn't too far away. A small trickle of students remain, but the majority have left, presumably to their homes and dorms. I guess I need to buy some supplies. I can't live off cafeteria food and eating out for my entire stay here. As I leave for the gate, I make a few leg stretches to try and stave off the tiredness that is accumulated over the week. After passing through the rounding corner, though, I see a solitary figure walking downhill towards the small town below. The color of her hair and the tapping of her cane are unmistakable. I quickly walk up to her, which seems to catch her attention without a word needing to be said. Hi, Lily. She takes a moment to place the voice, slightly adjusting her head to face a bit more towards the source of my voice as she does. Sal? Yep, that's me. She seems to have good memory for voices. The fact that she actually remembered is a pleasant surprise. Good evening. What brings you here? Once again, she gives a small polite bow, and once again, I reply in the same kind, realizing that I didn't need to do so. Just going into town. You? My, what a coincidence. Doing the same thing, huh? I usually go shopping on Fridays. She pauses for a moment, suddenly looking a little lost. And that said, Hanako usually comes into town with me. Not lost, but worried. The two do seem to keep pretty close tabs on one another. It's kind of surprising that Hanako would just forget Lily like that. I noticed her reading in the library. She probably just got caught up in a book. She lets out a small sigh of relief. Thank you. She has a habit of doing that. Avid reader? Right. She doesn't like being around big crowds of people, so reading away from everyone lets her relax a little bit. Although she probably didn't intend it, I can't help but grimace as I recall my first meeting with her. Hardly wanting to bring it up, I remain silent as we quietly continue to walk down the quiet road. Tuck, 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 tuck. The road bereft of cars and the students of Yamaku increasingly far behind us, the quiet rustling of the leaves and measured tapping of Lily's cane against the sidewalk are all that can be heard. It's kind of nice, especially compared to the hustle and bustle of where I used to live. Before I know it, I have relaxed so much that a loud yawn escapes before I can control it. Actually, I have one question. Because I would like to... Because I can't tell where the prologue ends and starts. Is there like a... Is there anything you could say for me, like, for when the prologue is ending? Like, so I have a good idea of, like, what exactly is, when a route is actually being started, because it's kind of hard to tell. I can't tell when I'm, like, actually starting a route, because, I do, on the stream at least, I want to be able to mark for sure, like, what route I'm going for. Or, well... Actually, maybe not. I don't know. But I think maybe for the future reference, maybe. I don't know. Actually, never... You know what? Never mind. Never mind. My comments... Ignore that. Ignore that. Before I know it, I've relaxed so much that a loud yawn escapes before I can control it. Tired? Yeah, been running ragged these past few days. That's an understatement, to be sure. Transferring into a different school would be bad enough, but nothing like this. Festival. Yeah, I assumed it'd be the festival. Okay. Bye, sure. See ya, Bison. Thanks for stopping by and watching. And see ya, Hardy, and welcome to the stream. Hope you've been enjoying. Too late. Yeah, a little too late, but actually that just helps me give like a rough idea of like what's happening, of like what yeah, it just helps a little bit with like knowing exactly what matters. Or what choice, not really what choices matter, I guess it's just time frame at least, so when I can start labeling the streams to show like the route, I guess I'll do that. Just so people know what I'm doing. That's an understatement. Yeah, hurrah, I read that. Well, hopefully everything should settle down for you. The festival's got everyone in a spin right now, and you've been plopped right in the middle of things. For a moment I hesitate, but given her apparent tolerance for frankness, I decide to give my full thoughts. I guess Yamak is kind of different though. I mean, the formalities surrounding everything, the isolation around it, not to mention the most obvious difference. It's kind of a whole different mindset. I suppose I'll get used to it though, in time. She gives a matter-of-fact nod, apparently pleased with my answer. It feels almost as if she's included me in the flock of students she's shepherding, along with the class of 3-2 and Hanukkah. Well, not that I mind, it's nice to get the thoughts off my chest in any case. Looking on the bright side, one could see it as a chance for a new beginning. You should cherish the ability to make new friends. That's optimistic. Nonetheless, it's good to have a positive attitude about such things, I suppose. Yeah, always good to have positivity, even if it's hard. I wouldn't classify myself as an optimistic person at all, but it's definitely something I try. I try, so I attempt. I guess attempt is the best word. I guess that's a good take on it. Walking down the road, she seems to become somewhat unsettled. Before I can ask what's on her mind, she seems to collect herself and speaks up about something else. So, where in town were you going? That's actually a pretty good question. I'd come to buy food, but the layout of the place is still totally foreign to me. I had intended to just wander around and see what I could find, but with the sunset already approaching and nightfall not too far away, that doesn't seem very wise. I'm going to have to ask her for directions, again. I was just on my way. I was just going to get some food, but now that you mention it, I don't really know the way. Well, now, this is quite lucky. I was just going to the convenience store myself. Looks like I'll be in your care again, then. Thanks. Together we walk to the store, my pace is carefully slowed to remain beside her. Compared to my usual walking pace, hers is quite slower, but slower. Not that it's without reason. After what couldn't be more than several minutes, I catch sight of our objective. This town really is pretty small. Without further ado, we make our way inside with a greeting from the counter. Mind if I tag along with you? Usually Hanako would help me, but seeing as she's not here, it takes a few moments before I realize what she means. Considering she wouldn't be able to read any of the labels, shopping without any help would be a big pain for her. That said, I can't shake the feeling that she'd had this idea since I said I was coming here. He doesn't know the way. Do you know the way? God, that time. Oh man, those memories. The memories of that meme. Lily. What do I think of Lily? She's really pretty. She doesn't have, I think, the biggest impact for me in terms of, her personality that's, hitting me necessarily anywhere. But I do find, her demeanor very calming. She's a very chill character. Rin's chill, but at the same time, she ain't chill. I guess you could say Hanako's a chiller character, but also there's always this little bit of tension, and that's just because of her shyness and her anxiety. Emmy doesn't really give off any of those vibes. She's very peppy. And then Shizune has a very, very blunt, bold personality, I guess you'd say. Show me the way, asks the sound to a blind girl. Yeah, actually, it's that is kind of ironic. Sure, it'd be my pleasure. I grabbed 2 well-used red baskets from the small stock beside the entrance, handing one to Lily. She lays it on the ground, putting her school bag in it, retracting her cane and sliding it through the basket's handles before picking it back up in her right hand. Wait, if she doesn't use her cane... Before I can complete the thought, she comes beside me and pinches the cuff of my uniform in her slender fingers. Is this alright? Sure. I have no reason not to accept. I can think of worse things than shopping with a pretty girl. I can think of worse things than shopping with a pretty girl holding on to me, even if it's out of necessity. Oh, jeez. Dude, there's nothing terrible about that. What are you talking about? I can think of worse things. Yeah, there's lots of worse things, because this isn't something you should categorize in that, area. There are so many people I could think of who would freaking love this kind of thing. It's like a pretty girl a pretty girl right next to me. Oh my god. So you don't understand. You just gotta be a little more cultured and you'd understand. We navigate our way through the store, with not one of the occasional passing customers seeming to bat an eyelid. Concerning how close Yamaku is, I guess seeing students from there must be entirely normal for the local residents. I mean, it could be Kenji holding on to you. It could be Kenji. Gosh, that would be something. Kenji clasping onto you as he whispers conspiracies into your ear. As we reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lily and find out what she needs. I grab it along with what I'm looking for and put our items in the respective baskets. I guess this is the same routine she and Hanako follow every Friday. Right. All that's left is the breadbasket that should be on my shopping. That should be my shopping done. Do you need anything else, Lily? No, this should be everything. Off we go then. With a quick side trip to the bakery section, we make our way to the registers. The line, thankfully, is almost non-existent. It's not long before we both paid for our food and we're out the door. As Lily retrieves her cane and extends it to its full length, I waste a minute looking upward at the night sky while holding both of her bags. For a moment, I tried to make clowns with my breath, but the summer's heat doesn't seem to cooperate. Eventually, she rights herself, taking a quick stretch before taking her bag and leaving me to my two. You tired as well? The festival preparations have been complete chaos. Shizune's breathing down my neck doesn't exactly help things either. Hey, she's only trying to get everything organized. Better now than later, right? I suppose. I'm going to enjoy relaxing in town tomorrow, that's for certain. I guess the festival preparations must be taking their toll on both of them. We walk out into the quiet street, talking between ourselves as we carry our bags of food and supplies from the store. Wait, what's that? I notice a very distinctive figure making its way towards us, silhouetted by the street lamps. For a second, I think it's another male student from my class, but as he, or I should say she, gets closer, I recognize her quickly. Is it who I think it is? Oh, no. Okay. It's not who I think it is. Never mind. I thought it was Hanako. No, it's Rin. Rin? What are you doing out here so late? Rin? Lily perks her head, looking as if she's trying to focus on listening more keenly. It suddenly comes to me that I should probably interpret the scene for her. It's Rin. Tezuka. I think that's her last name. From our school. From our school? Yeah. She stiffens at the name and gives a complicated-looking expression. Something like a forced fusion of a composed smile and a painful cringe. Huh. More odd tensions. I understand. I guess Lily knows Rin too. Rin turns to us, looking terribly out of it. I'm not sure if she recognizes either of us, or at least she doesn't acknowledge it if she does. She looks like a zombie. Or a statue. A statue of a zombie. But slowly, some symptoms of understanding seem to light in her dark eyes. This is something she must react to. Rin blinks once, very thoroughly. Hello. There's an awkward pause, everyone waiting for someone else to say something. What are you doing here this late? I was wondering about that myself too, just now. Some people asked that just before. I assumed they were wondering the same. I didn't know. They didn't know either. I asked. That's why I'm wondering. So that was pretty much it. It's a murder mystery without a murder. They were going that way. She turns facing to her right. In order to demonstrate the direction of the other people, direction of the other people went to, as if that were important, and rotates back like a mechanical puppet and one of those overly complicated clockworks. For a person who gives an impression of being the quiet type, Rin really does use a lot of words to say things that don't need a lot to be said. Unsure if she's finished, I say nothing else. Neither does Lily, who seems equally robbed of words for the time being. I think that both of us are, in fact, just scared that any response might provoke her to continue. Our stupid lack of reaction doesn't faze Rin at all. She keeps looking at us expectantly, a calm hint of expression on her blank face. She seems to be that kind of person, always so relaxed. As if bull elephant grade sedatives were flowing in her veins in the place of blood. Again, what is this imagery? As if bull elephant grade sedatives were flowing in her veins in the place of blood. What in the world? Okay. That's an image. That's a choice. Do you have amnesia? I don't recall you having anything of the sort, though. No, I don't think it's that. The other passerby were probably just worried, though. You do look really lost. The way you're standing in the middle of the street.
Oh, I see. Maybe I should have taken some other kind of pose in that case.
I pondered for a while whether I should chase this angle further or give up for the sake of my own sanity. I decide on the latter. It seems that most of the time it's better not to read too deeply into what Rin is babbling about. Talking with Rin is like playing chess with a supercomputer who does seemingly completely random moves as if to mock everything you know about chess. It's like that except with human interactions. And even if I win, I feel like I'm losing. Damn, it's just like what Kenji said. Even when I win, I lose. Is this the power of the girls of Yamaka? Oh boy. I push the thought aside as too dangerous to consider further. It's probably just Kenji's anti-feminist, anti-female propaganda getting to me during the moment of weakness. Yeah, maybe taking another pose might have worked. So anyway, you have no idea what you're doing here? She frowns, looking extremely displeased at either my question, its consequences, or the answer she's about to give. I do. Some idea. I can't really tell what kind of idea. I can't really tell what kind of an idea. That sounds like progress, at least. Lily sounds as if she spotted an opening for some discernibly normal conversation. I can't say I share her optimism.
Yes, there is some, definitely. The rest will come later. I'm sure of it. I always have reasons.
The ensuing silence kills Lily's hopes all too visibly. That didn't last long. Rin's, as far as I can tell, unbased assurances aside, what should be done? We could just leave her to her own devices, whatever those are, but it's late and I don't think we'll be getting any thanks if Rin is found standing here in the middle of the night. Which she probably will, unless she manages to remember what she was doing here in the first place. As if trying to guess what might have been going on in her mind when she decided to embark on this journey, the chances seem to be on par with winning the lottery. Several times in a row. Lily is oddly quiet, too. I'd appreciate some support from the sidelines here, especially if she's more familiar with Rin than I am. But it can't be helped. It seems her familiarity with Rin is exactly why she's staying subdued. So, I assume you were going somewhere, not coming back to school. Any idea where? Her eyes widen in shock, and she jolts back in a somewhat artificial way, making it seem like an act rehearsed for situations like this.
Are you a mind reader? Is that your disability? How unique.
No, why? What? Why would you think that? What is this expression, Rin? She's like, huh?
You knew what I was doing.
It was just an educated guess. We walked the same street in the other direction just before to get to the store. If you were going to school, we would have met you on the way.
Oh.
She looks a little disappointed. Like Kenji, Rin appears to be quick to jump to completely irrational conclusions. Maybe it's something in the water here. I make a mental note to stock up on soft drinks. You know that this is the second time this week that someone asked if I was a mind reader. Do I really give that impression? Rin shrugs her shoulder, which is the only answer I get. You know, maybe you should come back to school with us. Lily interjects as I'm about to further debunk my alleged mind-reading capabilities. She sounds rather concerned, the paper-thin smile on her face bafflingly disguising that fact. Maybe she came to the same conclusion I did. For everyone's sake, I decided to let the mind-reading topic drop, as it's entirely inane anyways. Yeah, Lily's right. If you can't remember, there's no point staying here. Rin considers this rather simple deduction for the moment, then nods.
Okay.
Alright then. We start towards the school again, having wasted way more time than necessary with this episode. Rin walks along the edge of the sidewalk in her rhythmic ways, looking like a mix of sleepwalker and rope dancer. While Lily keeps one hand on my shoulder, tapping on the ground with her cane. Tap, step, tap. Tap, step, step, tap, tap, step, step, step. Apart from that and the few fragmented beginnings of the conversation, it's quiet. Quite apart from the relaxing one into town, that at least at that. Yeah. So, how's the mural going?
We're going to get bad luck. Never talk about works in progress. I'm sure it'll be wonderful.
Bad luck. Tap, step, step. Tap, step, tap, tap. She doesn't care to talk about it. Lily's politeness feels out of place. For the first time. Step, step, step. The hill Yamaku rests on top of is surprisingly steep. Going uphill, we slow the pace, but I still feel my pulse rising and breathing getting heavier. Almost there. I can see the gates already. More than that, though, I notice that Lily's hand is slightly tightens on my shoulder. Interpreting it as a gesture that she wants to ask something, I speak up. Anything wrong, Lily? I resist the urge to say, aside from our traveling companion. But only just. For a moment, she seems to debate whether she should even bring it up, but goes for it anyway. Is everything alright? Alright? How do you mean? The fact that I can't interpret her incredibly vague question puts her off for a second. It's just, you seem unusually tired, I guess. Now that she brings it up, I notice that my breathing is strangely heavy. The uphill walk has really done a job on me. Lily noticed it all too quickly. I don't really want to talk about it. Sorry, I'm not in very good condition. What to choose. But we will do that in the next part. Yes, I will be ending the stream now. Let me save. Main menu. Yes. Okay, I think tonight that's a good amount of Katawa Shoujo. I've been streaming for about 2 hours now, and I think that's a okay place to stop on another decision. Little cliffhanger. So I'll have to think about what I choose for the next stream. Boo. Hey, I've been streaming for a while, and besides, Ollie-chan's gonna be streaming at 4:30, so, you know. Wanna rest a tiny little bit before then, and also my throat, you might be able to hear it, but my throat's starting to, like, leave me. I don't wanna strain that too much. So yeah, I'll be ending the stream now tonight. Hopefully next time we can get to the part where the festival ends. I'll definitely be trying to progress the stream further. I'd love, like, I definitely next time with the stream I want to try to, you know, get as far as I can. Visual novels are fun to play, but they definitely do a lot to your throat because it is literally all reading. It's a little different than, like, if I was playing a Mori solo, because even with that one, I don't have to voice all the characters because Stolfo Senpai does all the guys and I do all the girls and, like, random voices. And we both kind of split the random voices a little bit. But there's also gameplay there. You don't always have to talk all the time. Unlike a visual novel where it's all dialogue. So I'm just constantly talking for about 2 hours. Yeah. I'm sure simping is a very important thing. Yeah, that's also the... Thank you for the stream. I really appreciate the stream, Shadow. No problem, guys. I'm glad you guys enjoyed. I really love playing this game. It's really fun. I'm really enjoying this, and I can't wait to actually be able to do a route finally. Yeah. Shadow, and take care. No problem. I guess I should do my outro. Of course you take that out of context, you little... You... my senpai is so bottom left. Not saying I'm not either though. But anyways, everyone, thank you so much for coming to my stream tonight. I hope you guys had a great time. I sure did, and it's always great to hang out with you guys. So anyways, thank you once again for coming to my stream, and I'll see you in the next one. あつしろ